All right. First of all, let me give you a little bit of a overview, kind of like what Dave was doing, bigger picture from the standpoint of the event. And we recording, I guess? Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks, Dave, for showing us the kind of meteorological side, from the forecasting to diagnosing radar echoes and all that. It was really neat that we got the dual pole installed, I guess, about a month before that, if that. It hadn't been very long at all. And to see those, I had heard Atlanta was a couple months before us, and they had one event in December. And they said they were amazed how even fairly weak tornadoes they're seeing the debris signature. I think a lot of that, little bit of a surprise that all that was developed out in Oklahoma, where you don't have as many scatterers. You got dust and stuff, but trees aren't as big and not nearly as many forests, but we got a lot of scatterers around here in the southeast. So anyway, let's see. Let me show you a little bit the bigger picture of the tornado outbreak. One thing I keep reminding myself is it was a big event for us, but unlike April 27th last year, which was kind of from us southwest, it was a really fairly tight quarter for that super outbreak from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, East Tennessee, and the one not responding. Okay. Guess it went to sleep. See if it comes back. But what I was going to show is show how widespread that was, and I might have to log back in. It's password protected. Oh, what says connected? Let's see if these others are.
Check see how they're doing in the operations area.
Let me see if this thing is responding at all. Nope. No internet access. You know what that might be, Eric?
No, I mean, it's showing connection, right?
Yeah. Connected. Okay. Well, I don't absolutely have to have that. Well, there were bigger, nastier tornadoes, Kentucky and Indiana. We were very fortunate in our area. We have 40 counties, and I think we had about 12 or 13 tornadoes that day. Some F2s, F3s. We didn't have any fatalities at all. And I might chalk that up in the Chattanooga area anyway to the year before, so many tornadoes in that area, that people were more prepared this time, because there were some houses that were absolutely flattened, and people maybe taking a little bit better actions this time around might have actually saved a few lives. So just want to show you kind of maybe reality TV kind of thing, just show you a little bit of a raw type of product, or raw type of piece of information. This is the actual map and the things I was plotting out when I was surveying these tornadoes. The yellow line here is from the radar that we found where the couplet had gone on the radar when David showed you the strong rotation. That's what the each one of the pinpoints there is a radar signature of some kind, probably a couplet. And then if I zoom in a little bit, you can even see that over here that this one says 1748, says debris. So the debris ball that Dave was showing you, that was exactly what that one was. So we knew pretty high confidence that we're going to be finding damage in this area. and then they were zigzagging around. It was easy to find the big damage. Everybody knew where that was, near Harrison and the marina that got hit and all that, but we wanted to backtrack and find the actual start of the tornado. So we were, following the yellow line, and typically the tornado actually more commonly occurs to the right of where the meso was. And I think a lot of that has to do with the shear. If you're cutting through the radar is cutting through the storm 5,000, 10,000 feet where you're seeing the circulation, but because of shearing, that updraft is tilted. And so by the time you get down to ground level where the tornado is setting down, that your yellow line is where the meso was, and the pink line is actual tornado path. And it's very high percent of the time to the right of that meso path. So just for your information, or if for some reason you're not taking shelter because you're watching on TV and you're saying, well, that's actually north of us, I can see the spinning is north of us. Well, that's at 10,000 feet. and that roar you hear is not a train, not a dump truck. It's at ground level where the circulation is actually coming down. Okay, so we backtracked back into this area, and this ridge line right here, the very first little bits of damage, just some twigs broken off. We were on this road right here, found a few twigs broken off, but nothing we could call was definitely a tornado. It could have been, like Dave was talking about, rear flank downdraft that helped spin up the tornado. Could have been that. Could have been the starting of the tornado, but don't know. But no damage there, but we did definitely find damage in here on this peninsula. And then it was continuous for, I think, 40-something miles into McMinn County, and we'll look at all that. And then when I go to the slide, you'll see the land here, the peninsula, then the marina right here, then it gets across, and really the biggest damage is right here when it finally gets onto land, going right down into a couple neighborhoods. Then when it crosses to Bradley County, it's still strong, but lets up some. Let me unzoom just a little bit here. And then keeps on going across here. The initial path we thought was up here, but it actually took a little bit of a right turn, crossed into Polk County, then crossed into McMinn County, and then, as many tornadoes do when they hit an upward slope, dissipates. A lot of times they'll spin up going downhill, dissipate one, and then going uphill. And this one dissipated as it was going uphill. And then Eric can show you. I'm going to hand off to Eric. He can show you what happened when it got into near Tellico Plains. Okay.